I was no fan of Hegel, but Hegel had pointed out sensibly that we have an incoherent Middle Eastern policy. Our official policy is we want Assad gone. And by the way, that should be our policy. He's a bad guy. We would benefit from his departure. Our official policy is that an Iran with nuclear weapons is unacceptable. Our de facto policy is that we are perfectly happy with Assad there as a counterbalance to ISIS, and in part because we don't have, we've never invested sufficiently in finding a third way in Syria. Maybe there isn't a third way. Maybe there was, but no longer is. In practice, I think that if you sort of were to scratch the surface with most administration officials, they'd say, well, a nuclear Iran is bad, but we live with a nuclear Pakistan and nuclear North Korea, and the world will go on, and it's not going to be devastating to our interests. And so this is a policy caught between what it actually believes and then what it says. And that's not a good place. The administration should either have the courage of its statements or the courage of its convictions. And at the moment, it has neither. I mean, fine, let the administration, let Obama come out and say, look, you know what? Frankly, anything that we would do to stop Iran from getting a bomb would be much worse than Iran with a bomb. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I've got nothing to lose, all right? And so just live with it. We don't want Iran to have a bomb. We're going to give it the old college try through diplomacy, but I'm not about to start another war to stop the Iranians from getting a bomb. Now, at least that would be an intellectually respectable position, right? But right now he says an Iran with a nuclear weapon is unacceptable, much in the way that I tell my 11-year-old daughter that her behavior is unacceptable. My 11-year-old knows perfectly well that I don't mean it, and the Iranians know perfectly well that we don't mean it. And that's not, I mean, it's okay for me to lose credibility with my 11-year-old because she's not threatening. Well, occasionally she threatens to annihilate, wipe her brother off the map, but that's another story. So this is a very problematic. What you have here is a problem of strategic incoherence in the administration. And until they resolve that problem, we are going to sort of stumble from crisis to crisis, because what the administration will allow itself to say and do is very different from the goals that it is seeking. I cannot see the negotiation with Iran reaching a acceptable conclusion. And so we are really simply just postponing this problem to the next president. I'll say one thing. I once had a meeting with Bush late in his presidency, and it was an interesting meeting. He was clearly meditating on the nature of the presidency. Bush could be extremely articulate, especially when he was not sort of feeling like he was about to start World War III the next day. And he spent a lot of time meditating on the importance of giving his successor a menu, options. I wish Obama would spend some time thinking about offering his successor, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Jeb Bush or Elizabeth Warren or God knows who, right? A menu. Right now in our Iran policy, the menu is essentially we're going to accept Iran with a nuclear weapon, or the next president is going to have to come in and almost immediately bomb the Iranians. I think that's a shabby set of options, and we should be doing more. What we should be doing to the Iranians is saying we will put you to a fundamental choice: keep your regime or keep your bomb. And we will hit you with devastating sanctions. And we've learned, by the way, one of the things I've learned is that sanctions, targeted financial sanctions, are much more effective than I ever thought they would be. That we can really hurt the Iranian economy. We can really squeeze them in a way that they'll really need to sort of be serious about a negotiation. Right now, we're not doing that. This is what, I'm worried about the next 2 years. I'm worried that our adversaries think that they have 2 years with a feckless American administration. That's not a place you want to be. And I hope that when Obama considers who his next Secretary of Defense is going to be, he's not going to choose just a political fixer or a technocrat factotum, that he's going to choose a sort of a heavy-hitting, serious foreign policy person who's going to add ballast to this listing ship. He needs that person. I don't know who it's going to be, but this administration needs ballast.